loading, so it should be live very soon. Yep, it seems it is live, so we can start. Welcome everybody to the match between Ukraine and Spain today. Ukraine is the visiting team, which means we start with them. And first up, we have Hannah. So Hannah, you can do 2 warm-ups if you'd like.
Ja, hi.
And then, yep, just show the timer. And you can do your first attempt. That was fine. 5.341. And you can reset and do the second attempt. Yep, when you're ready. Yep, that was clean. 3.145. And then again, you can reset and do your third attempt. Yeah, when you're ready. Thank you. Okay, and then we move to Bogdan. You can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, and first try. 3.288. And second try. 3.502. And third try. Okay. And then we go to Andre.
Andre?
You can do 2 warm-ups. And first attempt. Unfortunately, I think that was a scratch, just not quite fixed right, but it's okay. Second attempt. I think that was also a scratch. Would you agree, Henrik, that it fell before he started down stacking? Yeah, you agree. Okay. And third try.
Hola, Nico.
Good stuff. That was a clean time. 5.590. Well done. And then Svetlana is the last one. Okay, 2 warm-ups. And first attempt. 664. And second attempt. 019. And third attempt. Was also clean. Well done. And then that concludes it for Team Ukraine. So now we move to Team Spain, starting with Nico.
Creo que tú vas el último.
Yes, first Nico Ledesma. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, you can have 2 warm-ups.
Me? No. Oh.
Okay, first try. Oh yeah, timer. Thank you. Perfect. Yep, that was clean. That was 2.349. And then you can do your second attempt. Thank you. That was also clean. It was a 2.194. And then you can reset and do your third try. Thank you. Nice. Was 2.215. Okay, then we go to Pablo. You can do 2 warm-ups first if you want. Okay. Perfect. First attempt. That was clean. It's 2.526. And then you can reset and do your second try. Yep, that was clean. 3.046. And then you can do your third try. Still looked clean. It's 3.673. Okay, and then we go to Kaya. And you can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, and first attempt. It's clean, 3.172. And second try. Also clean. And third try. And 4.621. Okay, and then finally for Spain, we have the other Nico. Okay, you can do 2 warm-ups. Yeah, first try. Yep, that was clean. Was 2.103. And then you can, do your second try. It's also clean. 1.903, nice. And then third try, yep. It's also clean. 1.771, nice. So after 3-3-3, we have a score of 20 points to Spain and 8 points to Ukraine. And then we move to the doubles, where we start with Hannah and Victoria.
Auch 2 warm-ups, yeah?
Okay, yeah, so Hannah, you can do 2 warm-ups for a cycle. Okay, and just show the timer. Yep, and first attempt. Yep, it was clean. 15.591. And then we go to Victoria. You can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, first try. Also clean, 15.226. Okay, and then Hannah, you can do your second try. Thank you.
No.
Yep. That was clean. 16.275. And then Victoria, you can do your second attempt. That was a 14.961. And then we go back to Hannah for your third try. Yep, whenever you're ready. That was clean. It was a 13.407. And then we go to Victoria for your last attempt. So 14.330. Nice. That was a 1386 average. And then we have Bogdan and Svetlana. So Bogdan, you can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, first attempt. It's clean, 13.329. And then Svetlana, you can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, first try. Very good, 12.240. And then we go back to Bogdan. You can do your second try when you're ready. It's clean, that was 13.460. And then Svetlana, you can do your second try. Nice, 11.302. And then, we go back to Bogdan for your third try. Clean, 14.263. And then Svetlana, you can do your third try. Nice, 11.310. Okay, and then we go to Spain, and we have Pablo, and we have Nico Ledesma. Okay, so we start with Pablo. You can have 2 warm-ups for your signal.
Pablo, calentamientos de ciclo para dobles. Pablo. Calentamientos de ciclo para dobles.
Yeah, so Pablo, you can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, just show the timer, and then first attempt. Nice. Was 9.507. Okay, and then we go to Nico. You can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, show the timer, yep. And first try. Was clean. That was a 9.192. Okay, and then we go back to Pablo. Thank you. You can do your second try. Nice one. It's a 7.817. Nice. And then we go to Nico. Yeah, you can do your second try. That was also clean. That's a 7.926. And then we go back to Pablo. You can do your third try. Thank you. That was clean. 8.980. Okay, nice. And then Nico, you can do your third try. It's clean. What was 7.710? Okay, and then we go to Kaya and Estella. And Kaya, you can take your 2 warm-ups. Okay, first attempt. Fine, 16.001. And then Estella, you can do 2 warm-ups. First try. That was clean. That's 19.500. And then we go back to Kaya. And you can do your second attempt. So that was 11.147. And then Estella, you can do your second attempt. So that was 12.786. And then we go back to Kaya for your third attempt. I think I have to scratch that, unfortunately, because the 2 cups from the side should have gone all the way back on the top with that fumble. It's up to Estella if she wants to still do her go.
Calle, ha sido Scratch, ¿vale? Es una tontería, no pasa nada. Estela, puedes hacer tu intento, pero no va a contar para nada, por si lo quieres terminar. Yo te recomiendo acabarlo. En plan, haz el intento aunque no vaya. Venga. She's going to do it, yeah.
Okay, yep. You can go, Estella. It's clean. Nice. Okay, so after doubles, the score's 35 to Spain, 11 to Ukraine. And we're going to move to Ukraine for 3-6-3, starting with Hannah. So you can do 2 warm-ups. And then let me see your timer. That's perfect. And first attempt. Still clean. It was 9.594. And then you can reset. Yep, and you can take your second try. It's cleaned. 4.249. And then you can reset and do your third attempt. Yeah, whenever you're ready. Yep, that was clean. And that was a 4.540. Okay, and then we go to Bogdan. You can do
Ah,
2 warm-ups.
Er vi på? 2 opvarmninger. Ja. Henrik? Henrik?
Yep, and then first attempt. It's 4.995, that was clean. And then second attempt. That was also clean, 8.217. And third attempt. Yeah, and that was a 7.329. And then we move on to Victoria. You can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, first try. That's 4.584. And second try. Also clean, 4.461. And third try.
Ja.
Yep, that was also clean, 4.542. Nice. And then Svetlana, you can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, and first attempt. It's clean, 3.879. Nice. And second try. Nice. 3.651. And third attempt. Still clean, 6.580. Okay, and then we move to Spain, starting with Nicolas Jimenez. You can do 2 warm-ups. Yeah, first attempt. Yeah, that was 2.517. And then, yep, second try.
Wait. Ah,
Still clean, 3.703. And then, yeah, third try.
ah,
That was a
Right.
scratch, unfortunately. Okay, then we go to Pablo. You can do 2 warm-ups. Okay. And yeah, first attempt. That's clean, nice. 3.751. And second try. Perfect. Yep. Seemed like it was so clean. Was it 9.203? Yep. And then, yep, third attempt. Nice, that was clean. Was 3052. Nice. Then we go to Estella. You can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, first try. It's clean, 6.544. And second try. 4.46. And then third try. It's clean, 6.609. Okay, and then finally for 363 we have Nico. You can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, and first try, thank you. Yep, that was clean. 3.736. Nice. And yep, second try. That was clean. That was a 2.846. And then third try. Yep, whenever you're ready. That was so clean. 7.403. Nice. Okay. That means after 363, the score is 55-19, and we'll be moving on to relay. Ukraine, is it starting with Hannah and then everyone else is on the same screen?
Then we have Bogdan, Victoria, Svetlana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just one moment. Okay, yeah, Hannah, you can do your first attempt. Yep, that was clean. Was 6.322. And then Bogdan. Yep, hello. You can do your first try. And 5.540. And then Victoria.
А потом подумала, постоял ще 2 секунди і потім остановив. Ой! Надо точно. То я сейчас зроблю.
7.123. And then Svetlana. 3.898. And then we go back to Hannah. Yep, you can do your second try.
Mother.
О, десь подвисло трошки. У вас тоже, да, подвисло?
Ні.
Потому что у
I
меня
think
за...
our judge is
I think, yeah,
frozen.
I think so. I'm not hearing or seeing anything right now.
No. Uh, so if you just don't reset.
Yeah, okay, she disconnected. I think she'll be back.
Okay, via host. Okay, jeg inviterer
Oh, okay, just read the judges group. Have you seen it, Henrik? So I'll let the team know in Spanish really quick. Vale, chicos, el ordenador de Laura se ha apagado, que es la que nos estaba haciendo de juez, y no se enciende. Entonces se va a intentar unir desde el móvil, pero parece que el directo ya no va a funcionar, ¿vale? Entonces vamos a esperar un pelín a que se vuelva a unir para que pueda hacer de juez.
Hello, I think I'm back. I'm so sorry about that. I'm not sure what has happened with my
Hi.
computer.
Don't worry.
So I believe we were on the second attempt of the Ukraine relay. However, it didn't save any times I typed in. So
Mhm.
is it okay that we begin from the start of that attempt with
I
Hannah?
mean, for me, that's great. If Hannah, how do you feel about that? And
Or if
Henrik?
you remember the time, I can also type it in again.
Yeah,
Oh, it's still there. Perfect. That works well. 4.4.
Jamen, hun er
2, 3.
kun på, hvad hedder det, selve, hun er ikke på stream. Laura, sorry, do you want us to stream it?
If it can be streamed, it would be great. If you think it's okay without a stream, then it's up to you.
Simon, he can stream it,
Okay.
but we just continue now.
Oh. Now Henrik's gone. Oh no.
I just joined my computer from the same Wi-Fi, but then it threw off the other Ukrainians.
Dear.
So,
Oh, there they're back.
prøv, altså jeg tror det. Kan du? Nej. I er på nu? Okay, now it looks like we are both on.
Okay.
So I think Henrik's screen just needs to be spotlighted.
But I don't think I'm the host. So I don't think I can
Kan
start
vi lave
the.
dig til host?
I think you're a co-host, Simon, it says in the meeting.
Kan I gøre mig til host, eller?
Ja, jeg prøver. Hvis jeg reclaimer host, og så kan jeg gøre dig til host. Host. Så change host. Så er du host nu.
Men det ser ikke ud til at ændre noget for mig.
Okay.
Jeg tror, Ukraine, I kan godt stille jer ind på træningsbordene, mens vi lige får styr på det her, hvis I vil det.
We just need some more time.
I'll try to.
No problem.
I think I got it now. Actually, I think the live stream never stopped.
Oh, really?
I think the live stream is still going on. I don't know how.
Okay.
Okay.
But I can spotlight, and then you just judge. No.
Perfect. Yep, that works for me.
So we continue with second stacker with Bogdan.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Bogdan, you can do your second attempt. Yeah, that was clean. 4.061. And then Victoria.
No.
Yeah, that was a
It was on the mat.
6.723. And then Svetlana. Was 4.452. And then we go. Sorry, I was muted. Hannah, you can do your third try when you're ready. Perfect. That's clean. That was a 4.449. And then we go to Bogdan. That was clean, but on my screen I can't see as far as the tournament display now because I still see Hannah big.
It's 4.732.
Thank you. And then Victoria. That was clean.
5.306.
Thank you. And then Svetlana. That was also clean.
4.367.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And then we go to Spain. And I believe Carmen has already put the order in the chat.
Yes, it's Nicolás Jiménez, then Pablo, then Estela, and then the other Nicolás.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait for the other Nicolas. Okay, yeah. Nicolas, you can do your first attempt. Yep, that was clean. It was 2.758. And then we go to Pablo. Just show your timer.
Pero Carmen, ¿es ciclo?
363 sin calentamiento.
Vale.
Yep, that's perfect. So first attempt for you, Pablo. I think that was still clean. You hadn't stopped it yet. 6.396. Okay, and then yeah, it's Estela next, correct?
Yep.
Yep, you can do your attempt. That was clean. Is it possible to read out the time just because I can't see the side?
Yep, sure. 5.164.
Thank you. And then finally we have Nico. Yep, you can go when you're ready. That was clean. That was 3.157. Okay, and then we go back to Nicolas. Yep, you can do your second attempt. It's clean. That was a 2.772. And then we go to Pablo. Thank you. Still clean.
Pablo, porfa, la próxima corrígelo más rápido, ¿vale? Gracias.
It was 9.272. And then Estela. That was clean. Could I get the time?
Yep, sorry, 5.460.
Thank you. And then Nico. Yep, whenever you're ready. That was clean. And that was a 3.008. Okay, and then finally back to Nicolas. Yep, you can go when you're ready. Oh, yeah, make sure it's reset. That was clean. 2.723. Okay, and then Pablo. Yep, whenever you're ready. That was a scratch, unfortunately. The other two can still do their attempt if they'd like.
I think it's okay. We can move on. Don't worry.
Okay.
Vale, chicos, como Pablo ha hecho scratch, pasamos a la siguiente dinámica, ¿vale? No hace falta que Estela y Nico hagan su intento. Thank you, Laura.
Okay, so after the relay, it's now 65 to Spain and 19 to Ukraine. And we move on to the cycle, starting with Hannah. Okay, you can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, and just show the timer. Yep, and first attempt. That was clean. It was 14.539. And then you can do your second try. Thank you. It's also clean. It was 12.932. And then, yep, reset. And third try. Clean. It was a 17.136. Okay, and then we go to Bogdan. Okay, you can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, first attempt. It's clean. That was 18.801. And then you can reset and do your second try. It's 17.255. And then you can reset and do your third try. Also clean, that's 19.146. Okay, and then we go to Victoria. You can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, first attempt. Unfortunately, I think I have to scratch that as the 1 cup that went away. Should have been put back into the pile. Okay, second attempt. Fine, 20.424. And then third try.
Mhm.
That was a 14.436. And then finally we have Svetlana. You can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, first attempt. Nice, 11.341. Okay, and second try. That was 13.530. And third attempt. That was 14.092. Okay, then we move to Team Spain, starting with Nicolas Jimenez. Okay, you can do 2 warm-ups. And yeah, first attempt when you're ready. That was clean. A 661.3. And then second try. Yeah, when you're ready. I'm unsure, but I think that was clean.
No.
No? Okay.
I have
it
no idea.
doesn't really matter either way.
Yeah.
And then third try.
Oh,
That's clean. 11.161. Nice.
okay.
And then we have Pablo. You can do 2 warm-ups. Do you want 2 warm-ups first? Okay, yep. First attempt when you're ready. Yep, that was clean. $13,273. And yep, you can do your second attempt. Still clean. 28.210.
Pablo, antes del siguiente, respira 2 veces y hazlo despacio, ¿vale? No corras, que vamos bien de tiempos. Haz uno del que te sientas satisfecho.
Third try when you're ready. Scratch, unfortunately. Okay, then we move to Kaya. Okay, you can do 2 warm-ups. Okay, first attempt when you're ready. That was 11.803. And then you can reset and do your second try. Nice, that was 10.997. And then you can do your third try. Nice, 10.336. Very good. And then we go to Nico for his cycle. Okay, you can do 2 warm-ups, Nico. Okay. Yep, first attempt when you're ready. That was clean. That was 8.307. You can do your second try. Yep, whenever you're ready. Seemed clean. It was a 15.601. And then you can do your third try. Yep, whenever you're ready. Not sure if that was fixed right, but it was slower anyway, so it's okay. 17.581. Okay, so after cycle, we have a score of 85-27 to Spain. And then we go to Ukraine for their first run at head-to-head relay.
Hanna starter, så det er dig. Ikke? Hvad hedder det?
Okay, so yeah, Hannah, you can do your first attempt.
Du venter.
Yep, that was clean. That was a 13.795. And then we have Bogdan. Oh, that was a scratch because you stopped the timer. Would the rest of Ukraine like to do their coast?
We will just we don't want to go further. No.
Okay, so
Spain
then
can
we
take
go
that
to
back.
Spain for their first attempt.
Well, one.
Okay, Nicholas, you can show me your timer. Yep, that's perfect. You can do your first try.
Yeah.
I believe that was also a scratch because all the cups should have gone back into one
Yeah.
car before you.
Yeah, they had to go back. Oh my
So that means the first round is a tie, as both teams scratch. Would Spain still like to do their attempt?
I think we'll just switch back to the Ukraine team, if that's
Okay.
okay.
better.
Yep. Okay, so we start with Hannah again.
Okay. Okay. Så det er dig bagefter, Hanne.
Ja. Whenever you're ready.
Hula 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 hoo.
That was clean. 14.379. And then we have Bogdan.
Det er bare sagt.
That was 16.146. And then Victoria. That was clean. Could someone read out the time, because it's just switched back off that screen for me? For me, it only shows whoever's speaking.
It's a 14.
14.487.
Thank you very much. And then we have Svetlana. Perfect. She was back full screen there, so 11.971. Perfect. And then we go to Team Spain, starting back with Nicolas. Okay. Yep, Nicolas, you can do your first attempt.
Wait.
I think that was okay.
Yeah.
13.604.
Bruh.
And then Pablo. Yep, whenever you're ready. Yeah, that was clean. It was 11. The connection's not great.
Pablo, dime el tiempo. Ah, bueno, vale, sí.
Oh, 13.470. Thank you. And then we go to Kaya. Yep, whenever you're ready.
¿Me encuentras bien?
Uy. No pasa nada.
No pasa nada, va.
Ahí,
Yep,
bien.
that was clean.
Bien,
Chocolate.
bien. Muy bien.
Carmen, could you read the time?
Yep, sorry, 21.888.
Y chocolate.
And
Chocolate.
then Nico. Yeah, whenever you're ready. Yep, that was clean.
Toma.
That was 8027. Okay, so that is, that was a super close relay of 56.983 with Ukraine and 56.989 for Spain. So Ukraine wins the first head-to-head relay by 6 milliseconds. And we go back to Yeah, and we go back to Ukraine for the next one.
Yeah.
That was quite crazy.
Så,
Okay, Hannah,
jeg
you can do
tredje
your
kampen.
stack.
Så
Yep.
Puk, den du gør klar lige om lidt. Bare lige lidt. Bare lige vent.
That was clean. It was 14.201. And then we go to Bogdan. Clean, that was a 14.349. And then Victoria.
Whoa.
That was clean, but right now I can't see the time.
14.441.
Thank you. And then Svetlana. And that was clean, 12.363. Good stuff. And then we move to Spain once again. And we start with Nicolas. Just give a moment for people to get pinned. Yeah, Nicolas, you can do your first attempt when you're ready. Okay, that was clean. It was 8.173. And then we have Pablo. Yep, you can go when you're ready. That was clean. That was 7.953. And then we have Kaya. Yep, Kaya, you can go when you're ready. Yep, that was clean. And Carmen, could you read the time?
It's a 13.148.
Thank you. And then finally, Nico. Yep, whenever you're ready. Yep, that was clean. With 7.747. So Spain wins this round of relay, which means we need to go to another deciding round. So we go back to Ukraine, starting with Hannah.
Ja, lige også lidt.
Okay, yeah, Hannah, you can go when you're ready. Perfect. That was clean. That was 16.595. And then we go to Bogdan. 12.600. And then Victoria. That's clean. 14.990. And then Svetlana. $16.003. Nice. And then we go back to Team Spain to see if they can beat that, starting with Nicolas. Okay. Yep, Nicolas, when you're ready, you can do your first attempt. That was clean. It was 7.298. And then we go to Pablo. Yep, you can go when you're ready. That was clean. That's 7.863. Nice one. And then we have Kaya.
Carmen, otra más.
Yeah, Kaya, you can go when you're ready.
Ahora ya sí. Uy.
That was clean. And Carmen, could you read the time?
13.445.
Thank you so much. And
Kaya.
finally, we have Nico. Yep, you can go when you're ready. Yep, that was clean. That was a 7.673. Okay, so that concludes the head-to-head relay with Spain winning 2-1. And that concludes the match with a final score of 95 points to Spain and 27 to Ukraine. So congrats to Spain for being our winners, and well done to everyone for taking part. And apologies that there was a break in the middle. And thanks to everyone that helped.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Team
Thank
Ukraine.
you.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Laura. Thank you, Timmy.
Bye.
Bye bye. Hasta luego, hasta luego.
No me salgo. Aquí.
Six.